All right, this is another episode of Christopher Reads the Help Files, videos that no one really cares about, no one really asked for. So this one's about survey. And so you can use the Autodesk Civil 3D survey features to download, create, analyze, and adjust survey data. The survey features extend the functionality of Autodesk Civil 3D by streamlining the process of transferring field captured survey data to and from the office. Topics in this section include survey project phases, survey user interface, survey objects, survey styles and display, survey databases, survey networks. Survey project phases. Topics in this section about survey project phases, organize survey data by creating networks within the survey database for the various stages of a project. Site analysis, phase workflow, boundary survey phase workflow, boundary analysis phase workflow, and topographic survey phase workflow. About survey project phases. Organize survey data by creating networks within the survey database for the various stages of a project. Throughout a survey project, it may be necessary to perform several types of survey tasks such as site analysis, a boundary analysis, and a topographic survey. In Autodesk Civil 3D, you can create multiple networks within a survey database and append survey data to the survey database to maintain the integrity of existing survey data. The benefits of multiple networks are: each network can represent a specific purpose. Each network can be analyzed and adjusted separately, but can reference data from another network. When you create figures by importing data into a network, that network contains information as to which figures will need to be updated if the network is modified. Site analysis phase workflow. In the first phase of a project, a preliminary analysis of a site is necessary to determine if the project is feasible. As an example of this phase, a survey crew would go to the site with a mapping grade GPS data collector to map wetlands that have been delineated on site. This information is imported into a survey network of projects survey database and overlaid onto a map of the area along with other relevant information, such as a steep slope analysis of the site's topography. To accomplish this phase in Autodesk Civil 3D, create a new project. In Toolspace on the Prospector tab, choose Master View and create a new project or create a local survey database. Check out the survey database. If you're working with the project management tools, open the survey database for editing and import the wetland, mapping points, and feature lines. Create a new survey network. Create a network with a relevant name to the site, name_site analysis, and import the points and line work into the survey database. Toolspace, Prospector tab. No. Shouldn't this indicate the survey tab after setting the master view? Because you have to go into Prospector, you can change this to master view. But that really doesn't do anything because you got to go to the survey tab and then set the working folder here. Create a new project. Oh, that sucks. Oh, well. But I don't think this is right. Because you create a survey database from here, which has nothing to do with the data shortcuts over here for the project, because Autodesk doesn't know their can't pull their head out of their ass. To define what a project is, instead you get like quasi crap instead of actual project data. And they don't care. So boundary survey phase workflow. In the second phase, a boundary survey is performed to locate physical evidence and establish horizontal and vertical control on the site. After determining that a site development is feasible and deed research is completed, a survey crew performs a boundary survey. Survey-grade GPS control is established on the site to provide a tie onto the state plane coordinate system. When the boundary survey is completed, the data, survey observations, and line work is imported into another survey network in the same project survey database. The data is analyzed to determine positional error and the network is adjusted. To accomplish this phase in Autodesk Civil 3D, create a new survey network in the project database. Create a network with relevant name, _boundary survey, import the fieldbook file, import the survey data into the survey database. Perform traverse and least squares analysis, determine error of closure and positional accuracy, and adjust the survey data. In the third phase, the boundary is closed and a survey figure is created. To maintain the integrity of boundary survey network, you can create a new network and perform iterative coordinate geometry calculations. The parcel can be closed by creating a survey figure from the coordinate geometry calculations in conjunction with the points located in the field. You can query the survey figure to report the figure inverse and area. The figure can then be inserted into a drawing as the basis of a new subdivision. To accomplish this phase in Autodesk Civil 3D, create a new survey network in the project survey database. Create a new network with a relevant name, _boundary analysis. Perform coordinate geometry calculations on the network. In the survey command window, use the survey command language commands to close the parcel and create a survey figure by performing coordinate geometry calculations. Map check and figure inverse. Query the figure to report map check and figure inverse. To insert figures into drawings, the new figure can be used as a basis in creating a subdivision layout. Topographic survey phase workflow. In the last phase, a topographic survey of the proposed road locations is performed. The topographic survey supports the engineering of the street grades, upgrade of the access from the existing streets, site drainage, and driveway access to the proposed building sites. The topographic survey is based on the horizontal and vertical control established from the boundary survey network. After completing the topographic survey, the data is imported into the new survey network. This survey network references control from the boundary survey and creates additional survey points and line work that can be used to create a terrain model for the site engineering. To accomplish this phase in Autodesk Civil 3D, create a new survey network. In the survey database, create a new network with a relevant name, such as name_topo. Import the topographic survey data. Import topographic survey data into the survey network using the import fieldbook command. Create a new drawing. Create a new drawing that contains the surface for the site engineering. Create a point group and add the survey points. Create a new point group and add the survey points. Create a new surface. Create a new surface and add the point group to the surface. Add the survey figures as break lines. Add the survey figures located in the topographic survey to the surface as break lines. Edit the surface. Perform additional edits on the surface, such as editing the surface boundary. Working with Vault project drawings. Add the drawing with the new surface to the project if you are using project management. What about if I'm using data shortcuts? Shouldn't there be a link to that? And we'll go ahead and hit submit feedback. So that was about survey project phases, and now survey user interface. Topics in this section include about the survey user interface, manage, analyze, and edit survey data using various user interfaces, about the survey command input, Use the survey command window to access survey input and analysis functionality with menu choices, or you can enter survey commands directly. About the survey user interface. Manage, analyze, and edit survey data using various user interfaces. The Survey Query Ribbon tab. Use the Survey Query Ribbon tab to manage survey queries in the current survey database and to work with the results of a survey query. Use the Survey Query Ribbon tab to search the survey database for the survey points and figures that meet a specified series of conditions. A survey query is associated with and saved in a survey database. A survey query can query only the points and figures within its host database. To open the Survey Query Ribbon tab, click Modify tab, Ground Data Panel, and then Survey Query. Cool. The Survey tab in Toolspace. Use the Survey tab in Toolspace to access and manage survey settings and survey-related databases and survey project data. For more information, see About the Toolspace Survey tab. The Survey Collection Settings tab. Use the Survey Collection in the Settings tree to manage survey drawing settings and survey styles. So right here. Right-click the Survey Collection to edit survey feature settings. For information about the survey feature settings, see Edit Feature Settings Survey dialog box. Expand the Survey Collection to display and edit the styles that are available for your survey objects. The Survey Collection Prospector tab. Use the Survey Collection on the Prospector tab in the Toolspace to access survey data contained in the drawing. So that should be here. Expand the Survey Collection to view the names of the survey components and display a tabular list of the components in the Prospector list view. Since the Prospector tab displays only the drawing representations of survey data, you manipulate and edit the data in the Survey tab. To browse to survey data from the Prospector tab, in Toolspace, on the Prospector tab, right-click a network object or a figure object, browse to survey data. The Survey tab is displayed and the selected network is displayed in the survey tree, or the selected figure is displayed in the Figures editor in the Panoramas window. To update a network or figure drawing object from survey data, in Toolspace on the Prospector tab, right-click a network object or a figure object, update from survey data. The drawing object is updated with the data in the survey database. To update the survey data from the drawing, in Toolspace on the Prospector tab, right-click a feature object, choose Update Survey Data from Drawing. The survey database is updated with the changes made to the selected figure object. About Survey Command Input. Use the Survey Command window to access survey input and analysis functionality with menu choices, or you can enter survey commands directly. Survey Command Language. The Survey Command Language, which is also used in fieldbook files, is one way to enter survey data into Autodesk Civil 3D. Commands entered at the Survey Command line uses a specific syntax. To display the Survey Command window, in Toolspace, on the Survey tab, expand the network collection. Right-click a network item and click Survey Command window. And so I guess you can use this. Never used this before. Interesting. Survey objects. Survey networks and figures persist in Autodesk Civil 3D drawings as drawing objects. About survey objects. Survey networks and figures persist in Autodesk Civil 3D drawings as drawing objects. Network objects. Represents a survey network or traverse in the drawing. The network object is read-only object that cannot be edited in the drawing. If the network is modified in the database, the survey network displayed on the Survey tab in Toolspace indicates that it needs to be updated. Figure object represents a survey figure in a drawing. The figure object can be edited in the drawing, depending on how the figure is defined, but it displays as out of sync with the survey database. The survey database can be updated from the figure drawing object. If other drawings have the same figure in a drawing and the survey database has been updated, their drawing figures are shown as out of date and can be updated from the survey database. When a figure with a lot line property is inserted into a drawing, an Autodesk Civil 3D site is created in the drawing, if it does not exist. And parcel segment objects are created in the site that is specified for the figure. If the figure is closed, a parcel object of the same geometry is added. If not, then parcel segments are added to the site for the figure geometry. Survey point, a special type of Kogo point that is read-only in a drawing session. However, the display properties of a survey point can be modified in the Points or Point Groups collection on the Prospector tab in Toolspace. A survey point is read-only in the drawing, because a survey point may have dependent data such as angle, distance, vertical angle, prism height from a specific instrument setup. Survey drawing, network, and figure objects are displayed in the Toolspace Prospector tab under the Survey collection. Survey styles and display. To work with survey styles, use the survey styles to control the way that survey networks and figures are displayed in a drawing. The survey styles are accessed and managed on the Settings tab in Toolspace, where you can create, edit, copy, and delete them. There are two survey-related styles. Network styles include display control for survey network components, including known and unknown control points, non-control points, side shot lines, and side shot points, direction lines, network lines, and error ellipses, and tolerance error points and lines. You can also control the network marker styles and 3D geometry display. Figure styles include display control for survey figure components, including plan and model markers and 3D display. To create a network style, in Toolspace on the Settings tab, expand the Survey collection, right-click on Network Styles, and click New. In the Network Style dialog box, click the Information tab and enter a name and description for the style. To specify styles for the markers and the error ellipse scale factor in the network, click the Components tab. For more information on the components about this tab, see Components tab, Survey Network Style dialog box. To specify the 3D geometry display of the network, click the 3D Geometry tab and specify the settings. 5. To define the display of the various network components, including network lines, points, and error ellipses, click the Display tab. 6. To view the summary information about the style, click the Summary tab. 7. Click OK. To create a figure style, in Toolspace on the Settings tab, expand the Survey collection, right-click on Figure Styles, and click New. Step 2. In the Figure Style dialog box, click the Information tab and enter a name and description for the style. To define figure marker placement styles, click on the Markers tab and specify the options. I am on Figure Styles. To find figure marker placement styles, click on the Markers tab. So it looks like there's no longer a markers tab. I think I'm in the right spot. For information about the components on this tab, see the markers tab. So let's go see. So this is now the Plan and Model tab. So that was something else maybe. This tab is now called Plan and Model on the Figure Style dialog box. All right, cool. Okay, to specify the 3D geometry display of the figure, click the 3D Geometry tab and specify the settings. To define the display of the various figure components, including figure lines, markers, click the Display tab. To view summary information, click the Summary tab. Step 7, click Apply. Figure style has new tabs that are missing. Step 7 needs an OK or OK step, or apply, then OK. To edit a survey style, so we hit apply, but that'll keep it open because if I hit apply, it'll just stay there. So I'm just going to hit OK next. In Toolspace, to edit a survey style, in Toolspace on the Settings tab, right-click on the name of the network or figure style that you want to edit and choose Edit. In the Style dialog box, change the properties of the style as required. So I'll go ahead and submit my feedback. Ooh, there's a lot here. So survey databases. Topics in the sections include about survey databases, to work with local survey databases, to share a survey database on a network, to add an existing survey database to a project, to translate a survey database, to create a survey database change report, to work with the survey equipment database, to work with the survey figure prefix database, to update a survey database. Databases are used to manage survey data, survey equipment, and survey figure prefixes. Survey database. In Autodesk Civil 3D, survey data is not drawing dependent and is stored in an external database. For display and visualization, survey data can be manually and automatically inserted into a drawing when the survey database is updated or when data is imported into the survey database. A survey database contains all the control points, known directions, observation measurements, traverse definitions, figures, and standard deviations based on equipment data for the survey database. This includes observations imported from data collector files, entered from the Toolspace Survey tab, the survey editors, for example, Traverse Editor and Observation Editor, and Survey Command Window. Use the Toolspace Survey tab to create local survey databases. You can subsequently create a new Autodesk Civil 3D project from the existing local survey database. A survey database is displayed on the Toolspace Survey tab under the Survey Databases collection. By default, survey databases are local and do not use Autodesk Civil 3D project management functionality. You can subsequently create a new Autodesk Civil 3D project from the existing local database. When a new Autodesk Civil 3D project is created from Prospector, a new survey database is automatically created and must be checked out to add or modify data. Okay. Doesn't make sense, I don't think, but whatever. Note, Autodesk Civil 3D Project Management determines the working folder Therefore, the databases that are displayed in the working folder may vary depending on whether you are logged in or logged out. The survey database SQLite file is the main survey database, and it contains all the data in the survey database collections, except for the extended properties, definitions, and values. The survey SDXX file contains the extended properties, definitions, and values. Note: Microsoft SQL Compact Edition SQLCE databases created in Autodesk Civil 3D 2019 or earlier versions will need to be updated before they are accessible in Autodesk Civil 3D 2021. For more information, see to update a survey database. Survey Equipment Database. The Survey Equipment Database contains one or more equipment definitions. Equipment definitions specify the values associated with a specific surveying instrument, such as the standard deviations associated with the measuring capabilities. Survey Figure Prefix Database. The Survey Figure Prefix Database contains information to determine the layer that the figure is drawn on, how a figure is stylized, and whether figures are created as break lines and lot lines. When figures are imported or created, they are matched based on their names and prefix names. When a figure is created and its name is matched with its figure prefix, the figure prefix properties are assigned to the new figure, such as layer name. Figure prefixes are also used to determine linework connectivity when you use the process linework command. Any point that is coded with a name that matches a figure prefix is treated as an active feature. The process linework command may begin a figure when it encounters a prefix match, and if there is not an active figure with the same name, and if the current linework code set setting automatic begin on figure prefix match is set to yes. To work with local survey databases, use the Toolspace Survey tab to create local survey databases. Each local survey database is stored in the project working folder. For example, Civil 3D Projects, project name. You can set the current working folder from either the Survey Databases collection on the Survey tab or in the Projects folder on the Prospectors tab if you have Vault Explorer installed. A survey database is displayed on the Toolspace Survey tab as a named survey database item under the Survey Databases collection. To create a local survey database, in Toolspace, on the Survey tab, right-click on the Survey Databases collection and click New Local Survey Database. In the new Local Survey Database dialog box, enter the name of the database and click OK. The database is created and displayed in bold under the Survey Databases collection. To change the location for local survey databases, in Toolspace on the Survey tab, right-click the Survey Databases collection, set working folder. If you have Vault Explorer installed, you can also set the working folder on the Prospector tab in the Projects collection. 3. In the Browse for Folder dialog box, browse to the working folder location. Survey databases in the working folder are displayed in the Survey Database collection, and in all local survey databases that you subsequently create are stored in this location. To open or close a survey database. 1. In Toolspace, on the Survey tab, right-click the named survey database. Click Open for edit or Open for read-only. If you double-click the database, it opens in read-only mode. A database in read-only mode always displays the pencil with a little red circle with a white line, horizontal line, and the only option provided is to open in read-only. Writable databases opened in read-only mode will display this icon only while they are open. The named survey database is displayed in bold text and is expanded to display the network groups, figures, figure groups, survey points, and survey point groups collections. Note, only one survey database can be opened at a time. To close an open database in Toolspace on the Survey tab, right-click the named database, click Close Survey Database. Note, by default, to save on resource usage, when you start Autodesk Civil 3D, all survey databases are displayed in a closed state. To share a survey database on a network. To open a survey database for edit, on the Survey tab in Toolspace, right-click a database and choose Open for Edit. This command gives exclusive rights access to the database. All other users are prevented from accessing the database, either for edit or read-only mode. Note, if a survey database is located on a shared folder on the network and is open for editing, it is opened exclusively and all others are prevented from opening it, even in read-only mode. If the survey database is only opened as read-only, others can also open it as read-only. To open a survey database for read-only access, on the Survey tab in Toolspace, right-click a database and open for read-only. Multiple users can access the database in read-only mode and browse to and consume the data. A database that is open for read-only mode displays a read-only icon. Tip, double-click a closed database to open it in read-only mode. Double-click an open database to display the Survey Database Settings dialog box. Note, if you share a survey database that references a user-defined coordinate system, you must make the user-defined coordinate system available to all users of the survey database. To add an existing survey database to a new project, create a new Autodesk Civil 3D project from an existing survey database to take advantage of the standard project management functionality when accessing survey databases. After you add a survey database to a project, you must check it out to make changes to the survey data. Number 1, in Toolspace on the Survey tab, right-click the survey database and click Add to New Project. Note, the Add to New Project menu is displayed if you have logged into Vault. Two, in the Add to New Project dialog box, the database name is displayed. The project icon is displayed next to the survey database name to indicate that the survey database is contained in the existing Autodesk Civil 3D project. In Toolspace, click the Prospector tab, expand the project's collection, and right-click the newly created project to access the standard project management functions. Note, if the project's collection is not visible, click Master View from the list at the top of the Prospector tab. So it wasn't clear, this only applied to Vault. All right, cool. To translate a survey database, use this command to perform a simple translation of a selected survey database. This command is useful when you need to move all the data in the survey database from an assumed location to a known location subsequent to importing the survey data into Autodesk Civil 3D. Translate the selected database by specifying a base point, rotation angle, destination point, and optional elevation. Step 1. Click Survey tab, Modify panel. Survey tab, Modify panel. And Translate database. Step 2. On the Translate Survey Database point page, enter a point number from the open database or click Pick in Drawing and select a point within the drawing. Note, if the base point exists as a survey point within the survey database, the name, easting, northing, elevation, description, latitude, and longitude property values are displayed. Step 3. On the Translate Survey Database rotation angle page, click the value cell and enter rotation angle. Click Next. Step 4. On the Translate Survey Database destination page, click the value cell and enter easting and northings. And optional elevation values. Click Next. On the Translate Survey Database summary page, review the values for base point, destination point, and translation point. Click Finish. But how do I know it's been done? I guess maybe I needed to add data to it first. To create a survey database change report, use the Survey Date Change Reporting feature to report any changes that are made to a survey database. When you enable logging in the survey database settings, each time you open the survey database, a log file opens and any changes in the survey database are recorded. The log file is located in the project folder and uses the project name by default. The file contains the log events in XML format, but the log file is not the report. The log file is formatted based on the change reporting settings that are specified in the survey user settings. To display the report, you select the Display Change Report command from the survey database on the Survey tab in Toolspace. So I'm on the Survey tab, Display Change Report. Step 1, in Toolspace on the Survey tab, click the survey database. In the Survey User Settings dialog box, what are we doing here? In Toolspace on the Survey tab, click, oh, they mean this button. Yeah, it's kind of hard to see the little man. In the Survey User Settings dialog box, under the Change Reporting property, there it is. Specify the report style path. And the report style is a style sheet XSL file that is used in conjunction with an XML file. Oh, I guess that's the folder, and then the style is there. Right-click the database, edit survey database settings. Under the change reporting property, select logging enabled. This setting is off by default. 4, right-click a survey database, display change report. The report is generated by reading the .log file and formatting using the change report style XLS. And so logging's been enabled. Very exciting. To work with survey equipment database. To create a survey equipment database, 1. In Toolspace on the Survey tab, right-click the equipment databases collection. Click New. There is a default equipment database named Sample, which is displayed in the equipment database collections. 2. In the new equipment database dialog box, enter the name for the new equipment database. I did that. Note, a best practice is to enter the model number or the name of the equipment manufacturer in the name field. 3. To enter equipment definitions, right-click the equipment database and click Manage Equipment Database. Step 4. In the Equipment Database Manager dialog box, enter a name for the sample equipment definition and modify other properties as required. To make an equipment database current, in Toolspace, on the Survey tab, expand Equipment Databases Collections, double-click a database to make it current, or right-click the database and make it current. To make an equipment database current. So double-clicking no longer makes it current. So okay. To delete an equipment definition, 1. In Toolspace on the Survey tab, expand the Equipment Databases collection. Right-click the database that contains the definition you want to delete. Click Manage Equipment Database. In the Step 2, in the Equipment Database Manager, select the definition you want to delete and click X. Oh, I can't edit it because it's read-only. And test isn't there. I guess it doesn't have any data in it. Maybe that's why. It's very confusing. So I guess I'm confused because you right-click and create new. It creates the name, but then they're calling it sample, but sample is here, so you get confused thinking that sample is already added. But if you double-click on the item, sample is what this name is. And so it's the equipment item within the sample database. So it just makes it a little confusing. To add, it would be nice if there's pictures in the help file so we could know what they were referring to, but especially when there's duplicate names, but oh well. To add or edit an equipment definition. 1. In Toolspace on the Surveys tab, expand the equipment databases collection. Right-click in a named equipment database and click Manage Equipment Database. In the Equipment Database Manager dialog box, click plus to add a new definitions is added within the default name sample. 3. Expand sample and under miscellaneous enter a name for the definition. Modify the properties as required. All right, cool. To work with a survey figure prefix database. To create a survey figure prefix database, 1. In the Toolspace on the Survey tab, right-click on the figure prefix database collections and click New. Step 2, in the new figure prefix database dialog box, enter a name for the new figure prefix database. Step 3, to create a figure prefix definition, right-click the figure prefix database and click New. That does not look correct. Step 4, in the figure prefix properties dialog box, enter a name for the figure prefix definition and modify other properties as required. So this is totally wrong. So it really should tell you to go here and then hit the little plus button to create the value there. To add or delete a figure prefix definition. Step 1, in Toolspace on the Survey tab, expand the figure prefix databases collection. Right-click a database and manage figure prefix database. Is there something I'm missing here? Yeah, it's a little odd. In the figure, step 3, in the figure database manager, click plus to add a new line called sample is added to the database manager. Step 4, click sample and enter a new name. Specify the remaining values. And then you tell if it's a break line or a lot line, what layer it should go on, what style it should use, and then what site it should go on. Step 5, repeat steps 3 and 4 for each new definition. Step 6, to delete a figure prefix definition, Select the definition you want to delete and hit the X button. So I can go ahead and delete it. To copy a survey figure prefix definition, in the tool space on the Survey tab, expand the Figure Prefix Database collection, right-click the named Figure Prefix Database, Manage Figure Prefix Database. In the Figure Prefix Databases dialog box, select a figure definition and click the whatever that is. The definition is copied to the end of the list. So it should be this one, and it's been copied. To make a survey figure prefix database current, in Toolspace on the Survey tab, expand the Figure Prefix Database collections. Right-click on the Figure Prefix Database, click Make Current. Cool. To update a survey database, learn how to migrate legacy survey databases to be used in Autodesk Civil 3D 2021. Autodesk Civil 3D 2021 uses SQLite databases to store survey information. Microsoft SQL Compact Edition, SQL SCE databases created in earlier versions of Civil 3D will need to be updated before they are accessible in Civil 3D 2021. On the Toolspace Survey tab, SQL CE databases display with a yellow out-of-date warning icon. If you try to use an out-of-date database, you'll be prompted to download and install the Autodesk Civil 3D Survey Database Migration Utility. The database cannot be used until it has been updated to SQLite. The Autodesk Civil 3D Survey Database Migration Utility is a separate download available at that location. I guess we should see if it actually is available at that location. Yep, it is. Okay, important. Legacy survey databases created in Microsoft Access will not be visible on the Toolspace Survey tab in Autodesk Civil 3D 2021. You will need to update Microsoft Access databases to SQL CE format in a version of Civil 3D earlier than 2020, and then further update them to SQLite format in Autodesk Civil 3D 2021. Once you have installed the Autodesk Civil 3D Survey Database Migration Utility, use the following procedure to update any SQL CE databases. Step 1, close Civil 3D. Step 2, open the Autodesk Civil 3D Survey Database Migration Utility. Step 3, in the Autodesk Civil 3D Survey Database Migration Utility dialog box. Do I have that installed? All right, I'm not going to try to grab it. For input, click Browse and navigate to the Civil 3D Projects directory containing the out-of-date SQL CE databases. The utility will migrate all databases in the subdirectories of the selected directory. For output, click Browse and navigate to the Civil 3D Projects directory in which the updated SQLite databases will be saved. Usually, this is the same folder containing the source SQL CE databases. Step 4, click Start. The database migration begins. Step 5, when the database migration completes, you'll be prompted with a results dialog box. If an SQLite database name already existed prior to the migration, the SQLCE file with the same name will not migrate and will be skipped. Step 6, click View Detail to review the skipped databases and migration failures. This will open the saved failure log with the information about the errors. Step 7. Open Civil 3D and notice the updated survey databases on the Toolspace Survey tab. They are now ready to be inserted into your drawing. Step 8. If desired, remove old databases from the project directory. Note, databases migrated with the Autodesk Civil 3D Survey Database Migration Utility will not be compatible with versions of Civil 3D earlier than 2020. Survey networks. Topics in this section about survey networks. A survey network is a series of interconnected lines that represent the observed instrument setups or stations. It contains all associated known control points, known directions, setups, and observations. To work with a survey network, to browse to a survey network. About survey networks. A survey network is a series of interconnected lines that represent the observed instrument setups or stations. It contains all associated known control points, known directions, setups, and observations. Tip: use the survey data command to create a network and import data using the wizard interface. For more information, see Import Survey Data Wizard. After you have imported or created data in the survey network, you can insert the network into your Autodesk Civil 3D drawing as a network object. The following illustrations of the network shows the network components. Tips for working with networks. In a drawing, you can hover your mouse over any network component to display a tooltip with the component information. In the drawing, select a network component and right-click for options to browse to the survey data on the Survey tab, edit or update the data. In the Survey tool space, you can change the network display order using drag and drop functionality. When you drag and drop a network, it is inserted after the network onto which it was dropped. Drag a network and drop it onto the networks collection to have it displayed first in the list. You can drag and drop a network from the Survey tab in Toolspace into the drawing. Create a new network for each phase of a surveying project. Create a new survey network to use the Survey command window to perform calculations involving points from other existing survey networks. Data that you input is captured in the batch file, where you can make edits and run the file again with the corrections, if necessary, without affecting the integrity of the other survey networks. To work with a survey network. To create a survey network, in Toolspace on the Survey tab, expand the survey database. Right-click on the networks collection, click New. To view survey network data in the drawing. In the drawing, hover your cursor over a network object component to display a tooltip with relevant data. To browse to a survey network data from the drawing to the Survey tab in Toolspace. In the drawing, use Ctrl+ select a network sub-object, such as a side shot point, and right-click to display commands for browsing to the survey data. The Survey tab is displayed, if hidden, and the survey database item is highlighted. To insert a survey network into the drawing. In Toolspace, on the Survey tab, expand the survey database, expand the networks collection, right-click the named network, and click Insert into Drawing. In Toolspace, on the Survey tab, select the network and drag and drop the selection onto an open drawing in the Autodesk Civil 3D. A survey network object is created in the drawing. Browse to the survey collection in the Toolspace Prospector tab to view and modify the network object. To browse to a survey network. Browse to a network in the Networks collection on the Survey tab in Toolspace. The survey network is highlighted in the Networks collection on the Survey tab in Toolspace. Click Survey tab, Modify panel, Browse to survey data, Browse to network, Find. Double-click a network name on the Survey tab in Toolspace to display the network in the drawing, or click a network in the drawing to highlight the network on the Survey tab. And so this was about survey. Christopher reads the help file.